Google have just released version 2 of their Vibe design tool, Google Stitch. And the video on X got 18.4 million views, with a lot of people hyping it up, saying things like it's over for designers. But is this tool any good? Is this actually going to replace designers? Or more importantly, is it something that you can use to vibe design websites and apps? I tested it with both a website and an app, and I found some really interesting features and also things that you need to be aware of. Before we take a look at those and also look at a really cool integration, know that this is free of charge. So it's in beta mode, as you can see up here, and it operates on a daily limit credit. You can also export designs to Figma, and as you just saw, you can create these multi-screen flows, which look really cool once you have it built. So by the end of this video, you'll know if this is for you, and we'll also look at some other alternatives, including some that you might not have thought of. So to get started, this looks like any other AI app builder, but it does have a few other features here that you need to know about. The first one that I like is it does have a design style. So you can have this design system and put in which one is your favorite here. Now, I wish this could be customizable right from the start, where you could enter your brand colors, but we'll see if you can do that later. You can choose the model. I'm going to put it on 3.1 Pro. And then over here, you can see that we can add a screenshot, sketch, or visual inspiration. And then you can decide if it's going to be a native mobile app or some type of web experience, as it is saying here. And if we scroll down, we can see some templates that we can get started with. None of these are really inspiring me, and I like to just try it right from the start to see how well it does. So we're going to give it a prompt now. So the prompt I'm using is creating a website for a tree cutting service. Now, because this is a tool that creates UI designs for mobile and web applications, I want to give AI the ability to do this for me. When you think about these tools, we want to put the power of design into the hands of AI because that's what they're for. Now, I put here to make it visually impressive, but also design it so that people want to take action. So I am leading it slightly into what I want, but the design is up to the AI. I'm going to do Terra for the design style because green and grounding colors, it seems to match. So I'm going to send this off, and then we come to this page here, where it's not actually sent it off, but instead it's brought me into the platform for Stitch. So I'm just going to close this down, and I'm actually going to send it off now, and we're going to see what happens. Now, this actually looks a little bit different to other AI coding platforms. And obviously this is a design platform. And you can think about, like we mentioned before, this is going to rival prototyping tools like Figma and Figma Make. Now over here, it looks like we have some different design tools and different things that we can do. We'll talk about exporting it later. And you can also see it's talking through exactly what it's doing. If we just have a little look here, can I move this around? No, I can't really see this. Can I move this around? I can. So it's showing the different style here in terms of the design. So we're going to let this finish and then we'll come back. So it only took about 1 minute to do this. And you can see that we have our design on the right here. Looking at it just as a general way, I think it looks good. But let's dig into this a little bit more because we might find some things. So we can see here there's some strange text on the images here. So this is one thing that is not looking great in terms of design. And if we scroll down, we can look at our services here in terms of just what it looks like. It's looking okay for now. And if we just like scroll across, all in all, I think it looks quite good. Now, I'm not blown away by this. And most people coming to something like this want to one-shot it. They don't want to have to change lots of things. The other thing I'd say as well is it would be great if they ask you some more questions about it. So they say, what's your company called? What type of copy would you like on here? But this is something that you can obviously change. And obviously this is prototyping things. And if we scroll over here, this is the services page. And it is focusing on what we want to do in terms of requesting a service. I'm actually just going to scroll out here to look at all the different pages it's built. So what we have are services, project gallery, contact, and quote. And if you're looking at this just generally, I think the design looks great, but it's the small details that it's just not getting right and something that we'd have to really change. But this is a prototype for now. Now, if we click on the specific page, we can click modify, edit, annotate, or design system. So let's just try this. We'll say edit, homepage. Let's just see if we can make a quick change. So I'm going to say remove the text at the bottom of the picture in the hero section. I'm going to send that off. And let's see how long that takes. I'll come back when it's ready. Now it says that it removed the text from the bottom of the hero section, but it created a new hero section here and it hasn't done that. So instead, I'm going to try the annotation tool. So when you click annotate, you can zoom in and then select what you want to do and say, remove this text. And let's just see if this works. Okay, so that is finished and we still have this issue because it even knew that it was having the safe heritage work. So it couldn't remove that either. So this is obviously like a little bug and it can get frustrating when you're working with AI design tools because you can obviously see what's happening here, but you can't do anything about it. So let's just try one last thing, direct edit. So you can edit the image here, but you can enter a URL or edit with AI. So we're not going to do any more AI editing, but remember, this is more of a prototype at this stage. So this is probably why it's a little bit more difficult to change things on this page here, because that happens more when we export it. And that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to click export. We're going to do the format as AI Studio. Now you can export into Figma as a zip file. You can copy the code as well. And these different ones here, including instant prototypes, which is new. But what we're going to do is use AI Studio because that's Google's coding tool. So you have to click Control or Command to select the pages you want, then click Build with Studio. And this is going to now open up Google AI Studio. Now there's a new build experience here as well. So we're going to go next. So what it's done, if you look here, is put all the images into here and it's given us the prompt already. So we're just going to go with the prompt that it used. And then we click Build. Now this workflow is quite seamless here. I quite like this. This is a big benefit of using Google AI Studio and Google Stitch. One thing I want to say, if we just actually go back to Stitch, is that yes, it came up with this website. I like the design in general. Obviously, there are things that we have issues with, like I've mentioned, but Google AI Studio is where you can tinker with things. But it's also worth thinking at this stage whether having a template on a website with a no-code editor is going to be easier to build a website like this. There are other options available, and maybe it's easier if you just want to use a no-code tool. And I'll leave a link to our favorite no-code website builders in the description below. This has been running for 67 seconds. It's using 3.1 Pro, and I'll come back once it's ready. Now, while everything's been built in AI Studio, I'm just going to do another one where we're going to use an app instead of a web app. And I'm not going to use a design system. And the prompt is going to be an interesting one, a trip packing checklist app that suggests what to pack based on your destination's weather and trip type. So I'll send this off and go back to Google AI Studio. Now, if we scroll down, you can see that text we were dealing with before is removed. So maybe it just wasn't showing on the Google Stitch part, but it is showing here as it exported the code. One thing to know with Google AI Studio, you can always just ask it questions about what to do and how to use it. So I asked, how can I edit things directly? Because I was looking for something where you can click on an element and then change it. But it says the only ways to do it are to ask or to edit the code directly. A lot of other AI builders allow you to click on the elements and change them. And if that's something that's important to you, then keep that in mind. Now, I've asked it to link all the pages together and update the navigation. So this should work now. And I'm just going to actually refresh it, reload the app. And now this does work great. So when I'm looking at this now inside of Google AI Studio, I think it looks quite strong. Now, I talked about some of the limitations before and the images it created. And again, it would be fantastic if we could just change this image ourselves. But that's where you can actually export it elsewhere. So if we go to this tab up here, and then we go over to GitHub, we can sync this to GitHub and then sync the GitHub to something like Claude Code or even Lovable, whatever you want to use, and be able to edit it that way. So it's not going to just live on Google AI Studio if you don't like it, but you can publish it here too. So it says, this is what publishing looks like. Your chat history and code will stay private, just in case people worried, oh, is all my chat history going to be published too? And then your app will be accessible via a public URL. So there is that way to create it on the web there too. Now, it did say create this contact page, and I quite like this. And my personal take is it does look good overall, but using Google AI Studio can get a little bit frustrating because you just want to change the text or change the copy throughout. Now, I did see this from January where saying it is going to add design mode. So you can do this direct edit option. I'll leave a link to this blog post and it looks like it's linked here, but I can't find it anywhere. And also Google AI Studio is telling me that's not available. Okay, so it has now created this app and I'm just going to zoom out so you can have a good look at it, what it looks like. Maybe you zoom in a little bit more. And I really like this. I think if we're just going to go off the design, I think this looks great. Really impressed with this one. And as we can see, it's created the different trip setup, the packing checklist tab, destination info, and trip history. Now, you could actually build this into an actual app that people can log into and pay for. And it's actually a great use of AI, especially we can build it out where we can enter more information about you. Like, do you have children? What do you like to do at night? Are you a night owl? Do you like to get up early? And then also after you've entered your destination to talk about what kind of things you'd like to see, which kind of places you want to go. The next page, it also has things like the packing checklist and destination info, but you'll be able to also add activities to this too. But let's just go back to the design. I think again, it looks really good. Now it shows this Ventura pack, which kind of makes sense for it. And again, what we can do is export this into Google AI Studio, which I did earlier. And generally speaking, it takes around 10 minutes for it to load. Now, we're not going to go through all of this in this one, but just know that we can do this similar process, but build an actual native app. And that means an app that lives on the Google Play Store or the App Store for Apple. So a competitor for this and something else to check out is Figma Make. Very similar to Google Stitch, where it's talking about ideas and design first. And then you can export this design and bring it into an AI app builder and use that as a prototype to get started. Another one to consider is Card, and we have videos on the channel for Card, especially this form one, where you can build very simple one-page websites for local businesses. Now, this can't do AI app building, but it's good for things like local business designs. Another one that I'm sure you've heard of is Squarespace, which is a lot of the time built for online stores and small businesses, but also local businesses too. And then there's the array of different AI app builders that are also getting better at design. But this is what it now looks like on Google AI Studio, where we'd have to say again, could you make this work basically? So you can ask it to say, could you make sure all the links work, test it, and ensure that this is ready to go? And it's going to do that for you to the best of its ability. Now, there might be some things that you need to iterate on, but if we click on this, it shows that we have the packing list. Now, it's only 6 here, so obviously you can add on to this and say we need more than that. But let me know what you think of Google Stitch if you try it out for yourself. Like we mentioned before, it is free, so why not try it? And then watch another video that is on your screen now to learn about other AI app builders that you can use. So thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.